and welcome to another BookTube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books, and happy Easter Sunday. I hope you're all having a wonderful break. If you are off work, I know a lot of the shops and stuff are closed today, so you may well be off work. David and I are having quite a chilled Easter Sunday. We've been for a walk down the beach with my family. We're going to David's family's for dinner. He's currently eating what Easter egg are you eating at the moment, David?
Nothing.
Nothing, he says. My sister gave us some Easter eggs yesterday. I didn't buy her any, so yeah, we're having a lovely, lovely break. Today, I'm going to be doing a book haul of the books that I've got my hands on so far in April. I went on a BookTube meetup at the end of March. Planned to vlog it, didn't, because that's how things work in my vlogging life. And I bought 8 books. Though I'm sure it was 9 and I can't find the other one. So if anyone was there and remembers what the 5th book that I bought in any amount of books was, and also a board game, which I'm going to show you, and then a few books that the publishers sent me, just it's a book haul. That's what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is it's a book haul, but I thought it'd be nice to sort of go through, even though a lot of the books that I bought when I was on that BookTube meetup I read or reading or mentioned in TBRs, thought it'd be nice so you could see where I bought them from. So when we were on the BookTube meetup, the first place we went to was Gaze the Word, which is one of my favourite bookshops. It features in the film Pride, which is one of my favourite films, and love it in there. They sell LGBTQ+ literature, like all sorts of books. Lovely, lovely time. Books, graphic novels, non-fiction, fiction. First book I bought was Spring by Ali Smith. A lot of people bought this day. I have since read this, and I will be reviewing this in my spring wrap up. But yeah, very much enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll be going into more detail then. I don't really want to say what it's about, really, do I? No, I don't. I will talk about it more then, so that's very good. And then I bought 2 graphic novels in there as well. One that I've been meaning to get my hands on for a long time because I've seen it mentioned on Jean's channel, and another that I saw for the first time in there, and loved and bought, and I've read both of these since. So the first one is Moonstruck by Grace Ellis and Shai Beagle. This is volume 1, Magic to Brew, and you follow these 2 werewolf girls who fall in love with each other, and there's also like a case going on here. If they go on their first date, they go to a magic show and they take a friend with them, and when they're at the magic show, something happened. Their friend is a centaur. God, I just love it. Their friend is a centaur, and when they're at the magic show, something happens, and then the rest of the graphic novel is them trying to work out why this thing happened that it did, but I don't want to go into more detail than that. But yeah, loved the colour palette, loved the characters, very inclusive, very diverse, thought it was fantastic. Not supposed to be reviewing it now, but we'll definitely be trying to get my hands on volume 2, probably next time I go to Gaze the Word, because I loved it so much. And then the next one I picked up was Bingo Love by T. Franklin, Jensen and Joy San, and love this. This is about it's a love story between these 2 girls who meet at a church bingo night, and they fall in love. And then as their life goes on, they get pulled apart, but then they get brought back in again. I have also read this, and I will be reviewing that in my wrap up. But yeah, two very, very good, and just bright and wonderful and diverse graphic novels. Loved them. The next shop we went to, the next bookshop we went to, I think was Forbidden Planet, which is majority like sort of graphic novels, science fiction, fantasy, all sorts of that. I didn't buy a book in there. I've been bitten on my knee by a mosquito. Didn't buy a book in there. However, I did buy a board game. This is Kodama, the Tree Spirits. Now, you may well have seen on my Instagram that I've been going to a board game cafe, which is local to me. I think I went like 3 weekends in a row, starting in February. I haven't been for a while. Need to get back there, but on my last visit with my friend Emma, we played this game, Kodama, the Tree Spirits. It was a different box, actually. It was a much bigger box, and I loved it, and I wanted to buy it again, and I looked online. It was like £36, I think, and then when I was in Forbidden Planet, this was 20 quid, which is the same game, but just a smaller box, and love it. You grow a tree for this little guy here who is a Kodama. He looks like a little mushroom man, little marshmallow man, and you grow a tree for him, and then there's different aspects on your trees that count for different things. So for instance, fireflies, caterpillars, flowers, mushrooms, and yeah, it's really, really lovely. We played this last night with my sister and her husband. It's very, very chilled and relaxed game. You play it, I can liken it to only in the way that you play sort of like solo game, a bit like Bananagrams, that you play a game in front of you and you're developing your tree in front of you, and you can't really fuck other people over. It's more of a sort of like development game, just playing by yourself. Really calm, really chilled. The illustrations in it are beautiful, and yeah, I really, really love doing it. You play like by seasons, so seasonally there'll be a different sort of rule that you'll follow. Loved it. I bought this off the back of really loving Takenoko, but yeah, these games that just have a little bit of extra love and like effort put into illustrations and stuff. They're just so well made. Really, really love that. So yeah, not a game, not a book, but a game that I bought in a bookshop. Just have a little witch on my mosquito boat. I hope you don't mind. The next shop I went to is Any Amount of Books. Now, I was convinced I bought 5 books in Any Amount of Books, but I can only find 4. So if anyone remembers the books that I bought in Any Amount of Books, please do tell me. But one I've already started reading, and that is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm loving this. I started reading this on my holiday. It appeared in my holiday TBR. You're following a band called Daisy Jones and the Six, and you're finding out about how they got together. They were originally Daisy Jones and the Six, and they came together, but it's told through transcription, so there's no like descriptive passage. It's all like transcription of people talking. What I really love about this is that there's events in here that people remember so differently. So for instance, there's 2 members of the band that are sleeping with each other. This is the one that comes, and their names are Karen and Graham, and they'll talk about how they snuck off to sleep with each other, and then one of the other members of the band will be like, Karen was definitely having sex with someone that day, and I saw her flirting with the sound guy, and I think it was him. And yeah, I just really like the way that different things are taken from different perspectives, and what people are remembering, and what people are what they think they said compared to what somebody else heard it as. And yeah, I'm really, really loving it. I've heard that the audiobook of this is fantastic because it's done by a full cast, and if this continues, I mean, that's not where I am. I'm about halfway through now, and if I continue to love this as much as I am, which I can't see anything going drastically wrong, I will definitely be rereading this, listening to the audiobook, because the thought of a full cast for this sounds amazing. Yeah, loving it. Really want to read more. The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, that's another book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I will definitely be reading that as well. Love it, love it, loving it, loving it. And then 3 books also that I got in Any Amount of Books are Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. I read Himself by Jess Kidd earlier this year. We read it for my Patreon book club. Really, really enjoyed it. I love Irish authors, and I thought, and I know that Simon had read this earlier this year and found it amazing, so I'm looking forward to it. It's set in London in 1863. It says Bridie Devine, the finest female detective of her age, oh my god, this sounds amazing, is taking on her toughest case yet. Reeling from her last job and with a reputation in tatters, a remarkable puzzle has come her way. Christabel Berwick has been kidnapped, but Christabel is no ordinary child. She's not supposed to exist. As Bridie fights to recover the stolen child and enters a world of fanatical anatomists, crooked surgeons and mercenary showmen, anomalies are in fashion, curiosities are the thing, and fortunes are won and lost in the name of entertainment. The public love a spectacle, and Christabel may well prove the most remarkable spectacle London has ever seen. God, it says Things in Jars is an enchanted Victorian detective novel that explores what is to be human in inhumane times. I can see why Simon loved the thought of this so much. It sounds like everything he would love, and I'm looking forward to reading it a lot. And it looks like it's got some sort of seaside aspects. It's got crabs there, starfish, bit of thing there. Yeah, really looking forward to reading that. I also picked up Reasons to Be Cheerful by Nina Stibbe. Now, I've read 2 books by Nina Stibbe. Love Nina, and then there was a Christmas book that I've read called, I can't think what that is called, but the ones that I've read, this is a novel of hers. And previously I've read non-fiction, so Love Nina is her diaries of looking after children when she was a nanny working in, or an au pair working in London. And then the Christmas one is sort of like aspects of her Christmases and things like that. So this is a novel, and it says, so begins a young woman's journey to adulthood. Lizzie Vogel leaves her alcoholic novel-writing mother and sets off to Leicester to work for a racist, barely competent dentist obsessed with joining the Freemasons. Soon Lizzie is heading reluctantly, if at top speed, into the murky depths of grown-up life, where a driving instructor becomes her best friend, her first boyfriend prefers birdwatching to sex, and where independence for a teenage girl must be another word for loneliness. So yeah, it sounds like I've always enjoyed her writing, and it reminds me a bit like Bridget Jones, so I feel like that's why I always pick up her books. So yeah, looking forward to it. And also, this is on my TBR for the Owls readathon, because for herbology I have to read a book with a plant on the cover, so I will be picking that up shortly. And then the last book I've got, although I keep saying I think I bought another one, it's a Christmas book. It is One Christmas Wish by Catherine Rundle. You will know that I read this book over Christmas last year, but I got it out from the library, and I kept going on about how much I loved it because of the illustrations are literally the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in a book, and it's got a really fun story. I really, really loved it, and I kept saying I would buy it, and then when was in Any Amount of Books, I think it was £6. It was £4 bloody 50. So I just couldn't not get it. So yeah, I saw it in there and I love it, and I'm going to put it away until Christmas comes around and read it again at Christmas because I loved it. So yeah, Christmas books in April, very fun. And then the last book I bought on that day was a sort of enabled purchase by Jean, Jen and Lauren, who are all reading this towards the end of the month. Actually, I must check in with them and see if they've started reading it, and that's Tentacle by Rita Indiana. This is a translated book. We think it's translated from Spanish. But yeah, this sounds really unusual, and you may well have seen this sort of doing the rounds because I know the girls are going to be reading this at the end of March. But this is plucked from her life on the streets of post-apocalyptic Santa Domenico. Young maid Achilde Figuera finds herself at the heart of a Santiaria prophecy. Only she can travel back in time and save the ocean and humanity from disaster. But first she must become the man she always was, with the help of a sacred anemone. Tentacle is an electric novel with a big appetite and brave vision, plunging headfirst into questions of climate change, technology, Uriba ritual, queer politics, poverty, sex, colonialism and contemporary art. Bursting with punk energy and lyricism, it's a restless, addictive trip. The Tempest meets the telenovela. Interesting. And like, yeah, quite a short little guy. So those are the books that I bought for myself when I went on the BookTube meetup. Went along, didn't I, saying, I don't really need anything. The only thing I think I might buy is Spring by Ali Smith. Come back with 9 books and a board game. Lovely. And then I've got 4 books here that I've been sent by publishers. This I was sent at the very beginning of the month with a lovely little rosette. This is How to Fail by Elizabeth Day. This is her non-fiction book. Look, I like the rosette so much. Reminds me of like horses. Non-fiction book based like off the back of her podcast of the same name, and this is sort of celebrating failures in life. It says here, if I've learned one thing from this shockingly beautiful venture called life, it's this: failure has taught me lessons I would never otherwise have understood. I've evolved more as a result of things going wrong than when everything seemed to be going right. Out of crisis has come clarity and sometimes even catharsis. So yeah, this is out now. This was out on the 4th of April and they sent it to me just before, so yeah, I feel like this will be very, very interesting. I really like this front cover as well, that it's How to Fail because it's done wrong in it. It says you're gonna like that. So yeah, I really like that. The next book is a book that I contacted the publisher in order to get a copy of. Anna James, who I follow on Instagram. She also used to have a BookTube channel. She is the author of Tilly and the Book Wanderers, a children's book that I absolutely love, and she is the host of Lush Book Club. She tweeted saying this was one of her favourite books of the year so far. That is The Heavens by Sandra Newman. I'm very, very excited. It says it's a story of love complicated by time travel. This is fantastic. This was actually in Any Amount of Books, and I think a couple of people bought it in here. So it's set in New York in 2000 and London in 1593, and in New York in 2000 Kate and Ben meet at a party and immediately fall in love. It's the first year of the new millennium, the first year without a war anywhere in the world. The United Nations has just planted its flag on Mars, and a Green Party senator is about to become the first female president of the United States. Kate falls asleep knowing that she's loved, but then she wakes in London in 1593 as Amelia, the mistress of a nobleman, and finds the plague at her door. Afflicted by premonitions of a burnt and lifeless city, she sets out to save the world. Each decision she makes will change her life with Ben forever. So yeah, it sounds amazing. It's not even really that long. I'm really looking forward to reading it. And like, it sounds exciting anyway. And then when you get a cover like this, bloody hell, you're just beside yourself with excitement. The next one, speaking of being beside myself with excitement, the next book I've got is Jen Campbell, my lovely friend Jen, her poetry collection, The Girl Aquarium. Now I'm going to an event this Thursday, listening to Jen talk about this, and I'm very, very excited. I have not picked this up yet. Obviously I picked it up, I've got it here in my hands. I've not flicked through it yet. I want to commit myself some lovely cozy time on a sofa with a nice cup of tea so I can just sit and immerse myself in it. Very much looking forward to it. I love Jen's short story collections, and I love her taste in books, so I imagine that being not really au fait with much poetry, this is the perfect entry into poetry for me, just because I know I love Jen's ideas. So very much looking forward to it. I love this front cover as well. This little guy looking down the pee-pee hole of the elephant. Nice. And then the last one, I got back from holiday yesterday, and in the post this had been sent to me over the week. I'm very, very excited about this. This is Miguel Barclay's Vegan £1 Meals. I believe this is a series of books on £1 meals. And yeah, it's really exciting. Every single meal in here is for one person and it is less than £1. I had a look through this yesterday and thought it sounded amazing. There's so many different meals in here. Like, there's so much range. It's not just, a lot of vegan stuff is curries, and it's not like that at all. There's loads of different stuff. For instance, lemony peas on toast will be the first ones. There's breakfast, lunch and dinners in here. David and I both looked through this, and we have earmarked a 5-day period where we're both going to put in £3 a day. So breakfast, lunch and dinner, each £3 a day, and we are going to cook from this meal for 5 days, and we're going to document it. So it'll be, when did we say we're going to do it, David? When did we say we're going to do this? May.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the last week in May we think we're going to do this, and we're taking 5 days and we're going to cook from this. So I'm very, very excited about this. So keep your eyes peeled if you want to see some vegan recipes or food on a budget or something like that. Yeah, we're going to document it, video, and see how we get on. So yeah, so those are the books that I've so far got my hands on in April. Bloody fantastic haul, if I may say so myself. Very, very excited about all of these. I am now going to edit this video, have a cup of tea, and read a little bit more of Daisy Jones and the Six, because I want to get these books finished so I can start more exciting books that I've got here. Let me know if you've read any of these books that I've mentioned today. Let me know what books you've got your hands on in April. If you went on the BookTuber meetup and you remember the 5th book that I bought in any amount of books, please tell me, and I will see you all again soon for another BookTube video. Goodbye!